are coming down on Ring Power Play.
Mama Hamsa. Well, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. But I got somebody in the building. We'll be talking with that person. Mr. Klebs, shout out to you. Wherever it is you are, I've never met you. I've never spoken to you. But I think you're doing a good job bringing out impossible celebrities out of nowhere. I tell you, that innovation or that idea is definitely doing big things. Now I got somebody in the building. I told you I had somebody in the building. Just get to meet up with that somebody right now. Hello, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you?
Okay, let's get to meet you. Who's this lady? Who's this storyteller? Let's get to meet up with this storyteller.
Okay, my name is Dorcas Shefi Bello, and I think I like to describe myself as a story hunter and not a storyteller.
Okay, you're a story hunter.
Yes.
What stories do you hunt? Now, you just muffled who you are. Let's get to meet you in detail. Who is Dorcas Shefi Bello, the story hunter?
Okay, so Dorcas Shefi Bello is a graduate of English and Literature from Plateau State University, Bocas.
Plateau. Shout out to Plateau.
Yeah, shout out to every plus site. And she's from Bocas local government.
Hallelujah,
so it means that I schooled in my village.
That's my village too.
So, but then I'm a journalist right now. I'm a broadcast journalist, to be precise. I fell in love with storytelling while I was 6 years old.
Broadcast journalist. What did you study in school?
English.
Okay. Okay. I thought you were going to tell me you studied theater. Oh, no, like that.
Oh, no. I studied English language. But it was just English by name, by the way. Because I had more of mass comm courses. And I studied film at night.
Okay. You studied film at night?
Yes.
I don't get it. Like you went to night school?
No. I didn't go to night school. So at night, I went to school in the morning to study the normal English, but then at night I was doing personal study on
unconventional.
Yeah, something like that. I studied filmmaking at night.
Okay.
So
you took out your time to study filmmaking?
Yes, personally, yes.
Now let's get back to the storytelling or story hunting part.
Okay.
So how did you get into storytelling or story hunting?
Okay, so I like to say that I think I was born a storyteller. It was so bad to the extent that at some point in my life, I couldn't draw a line between the stories in my head and the realities, which meant that I was that one person that would sit people down and gist them about films that never existed. So if you know that kind of person in your life, I was that kind of person.
You create stories.
Yes, so I would sit people down and gist them about stories that don't exist, and sometimes it will have part 1, part 2, part 3.
Hallelujah.
So yeah, I think it's fair to say that was the beginning of storytelling for me.
So tell me, fast forward. How did you get in contact with this 70-year-old woman?
Oh, how did I get in contact with Mama's story? So first, I was a victim of that 1 minute short clip that went viral.
Okay.
So it was a story of Mr. Caleb, who, according to that 1 minute clip, was walking on the road and he heard Mama singing while she was crushing stones. And I felt it was a good story, and I felt that no one had added his voice to the story, and I didn't know why. because I felt it was a good story. So first I told the story for Africa Direct, that's Bird Newsroom, and it was taken by Bella Niger and 7 other newsrooms across Africa. But then I felt it was not enough. So when a friend, Twamsan, shared the Africa Direct link, that's when Al Jazeera was looking for storytellers from Africa to share their stories, I decided to jump at it. And I was particular because I asked myself, which is your strongest story? Because I have like a pool of stories. And I said to myself, there's no other story that is better than Mama's story.
Okay.
So,
Now tell me, what other stories apart from this Mama stories? You're talking about pool of stories.
Yes.
You're talking about some newsrooms across Africa, different locations. You've been posting stories and all that.
yeah.
How did you get to that point?
Okay, so when I was getting into broadcasting, I was specific about something. I said I did not want to work for any station in Nigeria. I was intentional about it. I wanted to work for stories across like the globe. I wanted international stories. I didn't want to do. I don't want to call names.
You wanted to go global.
Yes, right. So
You needed global.
exactly. I wanted to go global. So, but it took a lot of patience because at some point, it looked as if I wasn't progressing because I wasn't part of the mainstream media in Nigeria. So it looks like I wasn't progressing. But I remember I currently work for a tiny TV station, and I remember when people kept saying,
Don't call where you work as tiny.
Okay.
It's
Okay. So
wherever it is you are is your spotlight.
yeah, that's true. I agree. So okay, so but it's a little bit, it's new, so it's not as popular as other TV stations
It's
are.
a station. It's a TV station. Somebody watches.
Yes. Okay. So
And somebody reaches out to you and tells you, "I have seen you."
yeah, that's true. That's
So
true.
somebody watches.
Yeah, that's true. Well, but people kept saying, why won't you move to bigger platforms? Why won't you move to bigger platforms? And I kept telling myself that that's all part of the plan. The plan is to go on international stations and not the local stations, so to speak. Yes. So I waited. So it almost looked like, in fact, I was almost giving up.
You were almost giving up.
I thought maybe from next year I should start something else because it's like you've done almost everything.
No feedback.
Yes, but then I think again, I then wanted to become a freelance journalist, which is what I started about 2 years ago. So that's how I was able to tell all of these stories. And by the way, 96% of the stories, if not 98, are from Jos. Maybe because it's my home, it's my natural habitat. But I kept going back. So when I started working with Africa No Filter, I kept going back to Jos to tell stories because it was easy for. And
but naturally, there's a whole lot of stories to tell.
Yes, because I think that the people in Jos they're not money centric, but they're making impact. For instance, you find a woman who moved into a new environment, and she noticed that students in the environment, children in the environment, didn't know how to read or write, and she turned her house to a school. You hardly find those kind of stories outside of Jos. And then you find this boy who noticed the Almajiri on the street, and suddenly he's a Christian, but he's going to Angwan Rogo to teach children, Almajiri children, how to read and write. Some of these stories, you hardly see them outside. Maybe because in Jos, I don't like to say, but I think money doesn't matter to them. They just like to help each other.
Passion.
I think so.
Passion.
Yeah, I think
It's
so.
all right. So now your story, the Mama story.
Yeah.
Because wherever it is we go, we'll still have to come back to that story. The
Okay.
Mama
The
story.
Mama story, yes.
How did that story get to Al Jazeera?
Okay, how Mama's story got to Al Jazeera. So, after I told the story for Bird, and Bella Niger took it because for us in Nigeria it was like the highlight. So after I took the story, then I got feedback from Kenya, and the feedback was in one of our newsroom meetings, and someone said, "I wonder how Dorcas gets her stories, because it's like my stories look regular."
Abstract.
Yes, so you don't have to travel to get a story. That's what I believe anyway. Stories are with you. Everyone has a story. Your job as a storyteller is to dig out the stories in others. So when I was getting commendations about a particular story, I said to myself, so when Al Jazeera link was shared, I actually had 3 stories, all from Just, by the way. So, but I said to myself, which is your best story? And I asked myself, can there ever be a 70-year-old woman or any woman who started music and became an internet sensation at 70? At 70. So, for me, it was like, nobody can reject this story.
Nobody.
Yeah, so that's why I chose Mama's story. And then so when I told the story, so out of all of those that were selected, I noticed something with that's the Africa Direct crew, the Big World Cinema. I noticed that they didn't ask me to do a treatment. Usually they would ask you to do a treatment, but they didn't ask me to do a treatment.
What is a treatment?
Treatment is like you tell them how you want to tell the story on paper.
Okay.
They just told me, they kept saying, you have a connection with the story. We don't need to give you a treatment. Go and shoot the story. And so even when we got to the field, Mama, no, you have not met Mama. Mama is a complete vibe.
She is a vibe.
Like a complete vibe. Even when we were tired and we were like, Mama, I think we're stressing you. Can we rest? Mama will say, no. My children, let's just do this.
She's just available.
Yes, and she was happy all through. She was singing all through, and she was dancing all through. Like even when I met Mama yesterday, when
she does not look sick.
No,
she does not look. She looks 70, but very strong.
Yes, I think she's very strong.
It's okay. Thank you very much, Dorcas Bello, for coming around.
Thank
you. And the thing is, when is this story premiering?
Okay, so it actually premiered a few hours ago.
Wow.
So yes, so you can catch the story on Al Jazeera Africa Direct, and it's also going to air tomorrow on Wednesday. Thursday it's airing. It's repeating up until Saturday.
So there's going to be a repeat of the story from today till Saturday.
Yes.
Till the end of the year.
Oh, actually,
yes.
Yeah, so we're closing the year with Mama.
Yeah.
Yes, till the end of the year.
It's all right. Thank you very much once again. And
Thank you.
as it is, you are telling stories from home, and you're telling stories from Nigeria. You're telling stories from Africa, and you're telling the world what it is they need to know. The stories.
And by the way, we had just 2 Nigerian stories.
2.
And both filmmakers are from Just.
Wow.
So.
Are you sure you're not connected with the other filmmaker?
Well, actually, yes. Well, I know him.
It's okay. I hope I'll get to meet up with that other filmmaker.
Okay, yeah, sure, we can make that happen.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much once again for coming around, and it's a good thing. You've been very stressed out working, traveling, and you said you had to take out time to be here, and there's no how you will not be here today.
Yeah.
And you did.
Yeah, actually, because I had to travel to have this done, but I'm glad I did. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Let's enjoy this song by Mama. What's the name? Mama
Hamsatu Izang.
Oh, she's Jarawa?
Yes.
Okay.
No. She's married to a Jarama. She's fair or fam.
It's okay. Let's enjoy. No matter the tribe.
She's a Nigerian and she's 70 years old.
Let's enjoy the song once again.
Mr. Clark, I'm